Hey everyone, welcome back to more of Endless Legend. I'm DisturbingPuppet. We're continuing our campaign here as the Wild Walkers, or Wind Walkers. Kind of lost at the moment. So yeah, we've been engaging in a giant war here with these lava beings from another world that keep blowing up the terrain, and I feel like as defenders of the forest, they are our mortal enemies, they're an abomination, and they need to all be exterminated. So we're kind of in the process of that. We've taken a bunch of territory from them, and I've expanded out a few areas. I am currently besieging their capital over here, and they just tried to break out and failed. We're also besieging up here the city. They also tried to break out here and failed. They actually have three armies up here who've kind of converged on this area to kind of wreak havoc. I know they've got one more territory at least. I don't know if taking the capital will finish off the campaign or not. If it doesn't, we can probably still just bum rush another. If there's just like one left, we can just kind of rush in and take it out and finish up the campaign. Um, we also have some stuff. We've made some progress on our main core mission. I think these are highlighted because it's something like the enemy has to do. Like he's got to search some stuff to try to like finish off things quest-wise, whereas I just got to this next step and I need to search a specific unspoiled ruin that's back kind of in the middle of the empire to kind of advance this. But I think it's just going to be a lot faster to just wipe these guys out, especially with them having tried to break out of their entrenchment and horribly, horribly failing. So we're going to go ahead and go with our military actions here first. I do have larger army sizes now, so we can have up to 8 in the army. I don't have most of them up, but I did pull some of the mercenaries that were defending a city out to come do this. So I think we can just kind of come in now and just go for the city. There's nothing here, so we immediately take it. So much for your capital. All right, I'm not going to mess with that too much. Do I still have movement? Yeah, I can still move around. I'm curious. Doesn't cost me that much movement to go look at this. I don't know for sure what's going on here. Yeah, for me it's just some dust. Alright, so yeah, it's just kind of showing, I think that's the quest the opponent has to do. So it is letting me know where it is, which is interesting. We'll look at the cities later. Let's come on down, we'll search another one. Looks like we're kind of on the coast. Oh, I can't search from here because of the height difference. That's too bad. So probably this is the last, like, I feel like that's the edge of the continent because it does kind of loop around, but there's probably, I mean, I hope I don't have to track down, like, some stuff on an island or something because I'm really not ready to do that. Alright, so that's it for you, I think. I've got a bunch of armies up here messing around. The only one that's a little over strength here is Empty Belly's army. You're the one actually besieging, so I think we'll just have you go ahead and take it. I don't think that affects anybody else, but it might. Yeah, it did include, so we might not be able to attack with anybody else. So we take over that territory. Now we can go exploring. You don't have a lot of movement, though. What do we got? Can't see a ton. There is an army here. I'm hoping this is the last territory, and we can just kind of drive in and finish them off. You know, we've got the armies here ready to go. We've got some buffs. We're kind of in the dusk. There's some weird stuff going on with things we can pick up. There's dust storms going on and that kind of thing. Just more odd weather effects. You're kind of slow. Yeah, we can't really get that far. I'm not even going to worry about these places we just took over. What was I doing with you guys? We were heading... I think we're just going to reinforce somebody's army somewhere. Or throw them into a barracks if we need it. Yeah, I'm hoping this is the last territory. And I can just kind of take these guys out. While we're here, I mean, we might as well pick up some stuff. What I would like you to do... We do have some weird road connections here and there. If I can get you up to Endorand, I think that's about the best I'm going to be able to do. So we'll just head to there. And then we had a bit of an issue over here. So these Minotaur guys over here started pillaging my village over here, and I don't know if there's a way that I can undo it without having a character come over and do it. I might have to have, like, actually buy a hero to come deal with that, but I feel like the campaign's kind of winding down, so there's not much point. So I did build a little army here to go fight them. I just kind of grabbed some extra guys we had in different cities. Just want to see if I've made anybody else. No. We'll have another walker in a bit. So they were just causing problems, so I feel like we might want to just go beat up on them a little bit and put them in their place, since they're causing trouble. Might as well check this out too while I'm here. Pixie blood, okay. I don't know that I have anything that requires pixie blood. We are a little beat up, I think. Yeah, my big guy's beat up. The archers are okay. We might be able to take 3. But I might lose my walker in the meantime, so I'm just going to leave it. If they attack me, that's fine. We'll fight a defensive battle. If not, we'll try to head back and maybe pick up some reinforcements. So what I've been finding, for me anyway, that makes the most sense to just kind of cycle through everything and kind of know what's going on is to do it this way, to kind of look at my city and city production and stuff. We're not in the winter anymore. Winter's been over, so we're back on good production. And actually, what I should check, I keep meaning to do this. There's a city screen somewhere, which I never use. Just want to see production-wise. Yeah, my capital by far. I mean, it's... I don't know if I can actually change stuff in this, but I can definitely see, like, my production, my capital, over 300 here, which is kind of crazy. Research, we've got multiple that are over 200. But part of that is just how many people I have actually doing stuff. But yeah, just kind of doing it this way. So looking at my capital here, we've got a bunch of things set and ready to go. We have everything kind of spread the way I want. I don't even need to have anybody producing food or producing a ton of food, which helps the population grow. And we'll just kind of skip over. So over here, this is in Durand. We're actually building up some militias and stuff. I've been spending a lot of cash just kind of speeding up the process of getting these guys' cities kind of back up and running after I've taken them over. So I think I'm just going to leave it. We've got okay production there. This one is Grottage, so this was my second city that I built over here. Working on some orcs, got a bunch of things set. In Durand we just looked at. Aranak, Glory of Empire, then we're going to expand the city, that's fine. We do have a couple new cities we'll get to here in a minute. Cha, so this is where I actually had those mercenaries, and I did build a walker here as well, but the front has just kind of continued to move away from me as we've advanced. I could try to get him out and get him into an army, but most of my armies are now, like the 3 are up here, and the other army with my first leader is full, so I can't put anybody else in there, so he's somewhere over here, right there, kind of hiding. So for now, I'm just going to leave you in there, although we could move up and throw you into a barracks, maybe Avrama or something. That's not a terrible idea. So I'm just going to go ahead and have you head into Avrama. I'm just going to go ahead and force the whole thing. I'm going to end up next to something I can check out, though. So I might as well. More dust. Nice. Okay. So we were on Shaw. So this is Laris. So this is kind of down my old original coastal city here. Working on a variety of things. It's fine. Heraldum up here has been a pretty good city for us. Lots of good science production up here. Then Vedra, which did just get raided a little bit. I don't think there's much I can do about that, though. I don't see anything crazy. Yeah, I don't see anything I can do. Nothing I can build that seems to do anything about it. Okay. Talcus is kind of in the middle, so this is kind of an area that we took that sort of ended up connecting all of this stuff together, because I didn't even bother settling this. So this was a territory. This is as far as the Enkikawa, or whatever they are, these horrible lava monsters that keep trying to blow up the planet. This is as far as they'd gotten before we started pushing back and taking territory from them. So yeah, they're literally setting up volcano bombs that will go off if we don't defuse them within a certain amount of time and finding them. And they keep trying to set them up, and that's why there's all this devastation and ash and stuff. It's areas where they set off bombs and damage the terrain. So some of these places really don't have a lot of food production because the forests and grasslands have all been wrecked, which is why we need to kill them. All right. This is all fine for the time being. So this is down here, Unaran. So a very small city. I mainly grabbed this because we wanted the Adamantian coming in. We do have that built. People aren't super happy, but the central market will help with that a lot. I also have some research and stuff down the road that will help that a bit. Because we've expanded the empire so much, people are just very unhappy. So most of the negative happiness, if we look at it, so expansion disapproval, minus 82.5. So it's 60 naturally, 60 from boosters, which is like special items and like wine and that kind of stuff I'm letting people have, plus 20 from having a sewer system in the city. But then, yeah, people are just super unhappy because we've expanded the empire too much. Then we're at, so this territory I built up. The only reason there's food production here is because of buildings that I have. When we started here, there was no food production at all. So it's just buildings doing it. There's no natural food production anywhere in this region. But this region does have Palladian, which I didn't have anywhere else, and is giving me, I think, some other resources and stuff. So just a pretty decent place, mainly built to get that Palladian coming in, because I didn't have it anywhere else in the Empire. We just took you over, so people are super unhappy at the moment, so we need to actually set some stuff up for what we're going to do. So it doesn't necessarily show me exactly what we have before. What I usually do first is the stronghold architecture, so some extra fortifications, and then infantry cantina, so more slots for militia. So once things do get stable, we actually have a little bit of that. If we don't have any production at all, I'll go for some production first, but it looks like we're okay. Yeah, so let's just go with the stronghold architecture, the infantry cantina. I do want to shuffle people around so that we actually have enough food output, because if it's lower, people will get very unhappy. And I am primarily concerned with getting stuff built quickly. I don't really care about a little tiny bit of gold when I've got 600 coming in a turn already. So, yeah, that's fine. After that, they must already have trade networks. Yeah, it looks like the trade networks are already set up, so we can do something to improve the trade bonuses on the city. So that's something that we can kind of do. Right now, everyone's super unhappy. Oh, that's interesting. There's some silics up here. Cool. When we take over these territories, I don't know if it's like some games are very clear about population changing. So like if you wipe everybody out or you have the option to wipe everybody out, we don't seem to have that. I can disband the city and just leave it and it's gone and salt the earth. But I've just been taking everything over as I've advanced and it's kind of worked out okay. It hasn't gotten too crazy, although people are just not happy because we've just expanded the empire like crazy. So what we need to do, yeah, trade route 0 out of 2. That should change, I think, as things progress and people get happier and stuff. We just have ways to just get food. We've got ways to get cash. I'll probably look at, like, after this, maybe go for the granary, which is just a flat food increase. There's a cheaper one, but I don't see it here as an option. So they must already have something like that. Other cheap stuff we can do, like a public library, is very cheap to get some extra research coming in, which is always good to have. It's cheap, so we'll do that. It's only going to take like one extra turn to get that up and running. Then the other one we took over, so this was their old capital. But yeah, like, so this population is, I'm assuming their people, and then they've got one from, in this case, the Geldrius wolf people, something like that. Lots of interesting stuff here. Rumbling Stone, City Center, level 2, nice big tower on there. So we definitely want at least enough food production so we're not negative, then production's fine. And same thing, we'll go Stronghold, Infantry Cantina. That's really quick. Trade routes will get set up once we have things going. Anything else interesting here? Not really. Yeah, let's go public library after, just to kind of keep things busy for a bit. Sure, negotiation after that. Things stabilize fairly quickly. We don't have to worry about, like, I've never actually seen a rebellion happen, so I don't really know. I think it's just saying how bad things are generally. People are just very, very unhappy, but eventually they'll calm down. It's fine. Everything will be all right. Lifestyle here, we've kind of expanded out into the ocean, and we actually have fish farms, so we're getting a lot of food production from that. There is an army coming down here, which I'm not super happy about. I don't know, like, are you going to try to attack my city? 4 of you. What do I have here? Some very weak militia. That's about it. Interesting, interesting. I just find it suspicious that they're coming, like, straight towards my city. We haven't had this, like, threat come like this, but we could potentially buy some stuff. But at this point, everything is so incredibly expensive, so even units, if we want to pick them up, are usually over 1,000. So even if we just want to throw a unit in here, like, it's going to be $1,000 to have like one extra unit in addition to the militia. I might want to do that though, just because these guys are here and I'm a little bit concerned about it. Lao style, maybe we'll do that. So if we want to look at that, we can buy different kinds of resources and stuff, which is nice as well. And I have done that a little bit to kind of get things up a little bit, getting our production going. I think I bought a bunch of Hyperium. So Lao style, if we want to buy units, what's literally the cheapest thing out here? It looks like it's going to be 1163. So we could add like a snake. These are like hydras, basically. So we could add that, but that's a lot of money. And your attack's pretty good. Attack, rating, and damage are both quite good. Circular attack. I could do that and just throw you in there. It'd just be in the garrison. Yeah, I'm going to do that just in case. So that was Lao style. So now, if we want to go take a look, so yeah, we've got a little mercenary guy here now in the garrison as well. So if we do get attacked, they might try to entrench, they might just try to attack the city directly. If they do try to attack the city directly, so we've got 227 fortification, we've got our 5 guys in there, so it'll take them a while to kind of wear us down, or we could just try to run out and fight them. I think if we do that, the militia will come and help. I haven't tried to break out of a siege because I haven't been sieged. I think we are in good shape. I'm curious what's going to happen down there. But yeah, we'll make a push into Indurand here. No, not Indurand. Indurand is here. This is something with a K. I don't know what it is. Is that? Okay. Yeah, there's still quite a bit of territory here. I'm wondering if that's it. I might be able to get a hint if we go look at our status screen. So military, they're now very weak. Population, still pretty high. That can't be their last settlement then. Like, they've got to have more territories. That's disappointing. I thought we might have their last territory here, because they've just been eating them like crazy and taking over this huge chunk of land. We'll just have to keep pushing in and see what we can find. Best case scenario, they only have like 1 or 2 more on the same continent. I'm hoping we don't have to go digging around. Oh, we're victorious. Okay. Well, that was interesting. Supremacy victory. Did we get that because we took the capital of the last opponent? Okay. Yeah, so I guess I'll take it. That's fine. I'm kind of curious to look at the map and stuff. So overall, point-wise, so Ekawaka. So we can look at everything individually. So that's overall score. Okay, so maybe that was because it just didn't show this drop. So when we took those 2 territories, that's a pretty massive drop. So maybe that one was the last one. So they just have the 1 territory. So I wonder if it's because we took the capital or if it's just that we conquered enough of the map. I don't remember exactly from having read through everything. I'd like to, if I can, look at the map, but I don't know if that's an option. I'm kind of curious, like, how far they had explored and looked around and stuff. I didn't expect that to be so quick. I was doing some fighting earlier because when they tried to break out of those 2 sieges, and we just trashed them. But I felt like, yeah, we absolutely needed to exterminate these guys because they're trying to destroy nature, and we're literally like elven, nature-loving defenders of the forest. And they're literally like trying to set off volcanoes to blow up and destroy everything. All the grass, all the greenery needs to be ash, and then they're going to sift through the ash and survive off it. Like, no, that is not acceptable. I'm sorry. Yeah, you can see research are way up there. Food, like they didn't really need food though, so it's not that big of a deal. Dust production, it's kind of all over the place. It tends to go up and down because of the winters as well. So that's kind of a factor. Influence, we weren't really doing much. Empire approval was kind of in the tank, but that's because we were just spreading so much and people weren't very happy. Diplomacy, I never really did a lot. I had an alliance, or not an alliance, but a peace agreement with the Selja before they got eaten by the Ekawaka. And quests, I initially was kind of focusing on, but then sort of just ignored because we were just involved in a major war with these guys. And the main thing was the main quest I had to do was sort of problematic because my first campaign and I didn't really know how to do some stuff, and my city placement was actually not very good. It made it really difficult to upgrade cities. So it was a bit of a problem to do that and advance that quest line. If I had placed cities better, I could have been into that next quest line way earlier, and we might have been able to win from just completing our main story quests by this point if I just kind of focused on that. But Ekawaka were expanding and taking stuff over, so it was definitely a problem. I'm curious if I can load in to the game finished. If I can look around at the map, I'm just kind of curious. Yeah, this is definitely, I think these were actually a pretty good starting pick. I was looking around at the different factions to see who I wanted to play for my first game, and these guys seemed like they had some pretty good thematic elements to them. And I liked having a lot of archers, was kind of an appeal, so I went with that, and it worked out really well. So I'm actually really glad I picked the Wild Walkers for my first campaign. Definitely enjoyable, but I think the campaign dragged a little bit longer. But I think if I knew what I was doing, the campaign wouldn't have made it quite so long. We could have gotten to the quest stuff a little faster. Tech stuff, I never even got to the final level of the research, so I got like 1 step away. I was in the process of building a giant fire guardian at my capital, which would be kind of interesting to have. Possess all colonized regions except 1. So I guess that will do it. 15 out of 28 required for an expansion victory. Okay, I don't want to do this. I want to look at the map. Where is this at? Oh, Minotaurs are coming after my little army over there. Go defensive. Let's just auto it. No problem. All right. I just wanted to kind of look. What is this? Did they besiege? Yeah, they did besiege my city down there. Okay. Yeah, I can't really see much. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to move my armies around and just kind of see what I can see. So this is definitely their last territory. I'm not going to bother wiping it out or anything, I don't think, unless we can immediately crush them. Like if they have almost nothing. I mean, they're weak. We could definitely... See, they've got... These are those bombs. So these are volcano formers are getting ready to explode and destroy all of the forests and stuff. So they've got literally like a one-guy army, and they've got 5 in here, so that's 6 total. So I could definitely just wipe them out if we can get... Can I get you involved as well? Get you in the area. You might be able to get in for a reinforcement fight. I can't see what kind of units he has in the city. There's possibly a way... I didn't mess around with infiltrating or spying at all in this game because it's not really a strength of my empire. But that's something that we need heroes to do. And that might give me information on like what actually is in the garrisons and stuff, among other things. And then you're down here. We can get out like this way, it looks like. We've got increased vision here with him, so just kind of looking around and seeing what's here. Okay, yeah, it looks like they might have bombed some areas. I'm not sure how big of an area they cover. I'm assuming it's not too big because I've often seen like multiples next to each other. So yeah, they're getting ready to like blow some more stuff up. I'll have some dust, thanks. Yeah, so I think if we go ahead, we could definitely do a big fight here and take them out. Is it worth doing? I mean, we could just auto-resolve it. We've got so many guys here, it's just not even funny. They will have a big bonus for the defense because of the entrenchment that they have. So I can choose which army I want to go with, I think. Of course I want everyone to come in. Why would I not want everyone to come in? I think I'm just going to auto it. Go offensive. Just to kind of see. Because the fights aren't really that interesting, and they sort of drag on a bit. Okay, they just ran away anyway. Which you would think would mean that I would take the city, but apparently not. So that was me attacking the city, wasn't it? That's bizarre. Okay. Sure, whatever. Very odd. Let's... If I can get you into the city, just have you join the garrison. It's totally fine. Guys, we wiped out them. Yeah, just gonna wander around and look at stuff. More pixie blood, alright. So have you start heading back towards my capital. Wiped out a bunch of these idiots down here, causing problems. Since I was engaged in the fight, Yeah, so like here I can't attack the city. Can't attack the city. We could siege the city. We don't have the movement to get up. We can check this out though, I guess. Do that. Free money. I suppose I might as well. These guys are better at breaking down sieges, which is this here, fortification damage. So these guys do more than my other army here with the dragon. I'll do that. We'll set that up. I'm just going to quickly just jump, and we're just going to attack the city next turn. I'm not going to worry about anything else. Just to kind of see what happens if we wipe them out completely. Okay, all kinds of stuff built. Alchemy workshops. We got state-approved theater. This is something I was looking at for research, so this reduces how unhappy people are about how big the empire is. We get that. I'm just going to continue playing. He's got some more guys running around. Are they attacking me? I think they are attacking me. Let's go. I'm just going to auto it. I don't really care at this point. So we wiped them all out. So we should be able to just walk into the city now. Yeah, we can just walk in and take the last city. They don't have any defenders left. That's it. So the Empire of Ekawaka has been defeated. It lives only on entails. Yes, they needed to be exterminated, but we still have the bombs here. Thankfully, once we start defusing the bombs, they won't go off, even though it says 2 turns left. Once we start the process of defusing, it'll let me finish defusing them. Let's reactivate my emeralds. Sure, why not? Built a whole bunch of stuff. Well, that was leveling up. So yeah, we just want to do would be to head on over. So we need a hero on each bomb. Although you can't... Oh, it's a height difference. Crap. Go there, then. Stupid height difference stuff. I still have movement. Let me just get out of the way for somebody else to come up and start working on the other bomb. So yeah, we'll start working on dismantling and defusing this thing. And you can do the same on that one. And just because I'm curious, let's go just kind of looking around and see what we can see out here. So it's interesting, their capital was Avarma, and they are on the coast here, but it seems like they really aggressively pushed west and south. And this looks like they just recently took this, because there's still a lot of forest and stuff. Like, they never bothered to come here and clear this out. So I'm just curious. I can't get super far over. I'm just going to go east as far as I can just to kind of look at the map and see if we can see the coast. Yeah, we've got coastline here. There's so much more of the map still. There's like a huge chunk up here. I wonder if there's got to be islands or something up there. But anyway, that'll do. We have taken out all of our opponents. Killed them all off. Like I said, I probably could have gotten to the end a little faster if I had built my cities better, because we got really delayed on city production from doing that. And I kind of just started ignoring quests because a lot of them just weren't really giving me good benefits anyway. The other thing was that I feel like I probably shouldn't do was early on, because I started here in time, was I just started going around pacifying the locals everywhere. And I found once I ran into the other empires that I had pacified a bunch of areas here too, and they were just moving in and taking over. I think they moved in and took over some areas where I'd already pacified the locals. And I felt like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. If I don't pacify the locals, like only pacify the locals right before you're going to come in and colonize a territory. Otherwise, somebody else can come in and very easily take it over. If the locals are there, they'll start producing armies over time and they'll build up. They will wander around and cause problems, and you'll have to defend against them. But if they're there, they might cause a problem for somebody else trying to swoop in and grab the territory. So I think it's worth it to leave it alone unless you're ready to colonize something. Then move in, destroy the armies that are there, get some XP, see what they want you to do to pacify everybody. It's better to pacify them than to destroy them because you get the extra population bonus, which is really nice. And then once you have them pacified, then colonize that area, which does mean that early expansion will be a little slow, but I feel like that's probably a better way to do it, and probably expanding faster earlier. I went through. Well, I'm iffy on that. I'm iffy on whether you should expand super quickly. Like most 4X games, you want to expand fast. You want to grab territories. The earlier you grab them, the more you can build them up for being able to fight later and produce units and stuff. But I'm not so sure about this because once you do spread out, you have so many negatives to your happiness. And if you're early in the tech tree, you have no way to deal with it. So you're kind of screwed. So here, now that we have like everything, just for example, if we look at happiness levels, even with all the tech I have. So I've got two techs that are removing like 40 some percent of the, or 40 points off expansion disapproval, but it's still minus 60. I've got 45 from buildings that I can build. So a sewer system and a market. So that's two separate buildings. The sewer system is early on, the market is kind of mid. So you'd have to build that as well, research it, and then build it. And then I've got a bunch of boosters going off as well to kind of help out. So, yeah, it's kind of difficult to get people to be happy about that. Oh, my wine one wore off. I don't remember seeing the wine one pop up again. But yeah, give everybody wine. Pretty much always give everybody wine is a good idea. And lately we've been giving spices as well for extra food production. The emeralds, as it was extra fortifications in case we got attacked, and then a little bit of a health boost for happiness in cities. I did give Moonleaf at 1.2 for some extra research, which is quite nice. And I think I even did Quicksilver for a bit. Yeah, just for just even more happiness on cities. So you can do a lot, but you need a lot of these different luxury resources coming in good amounts. And the bigger your empire is, the more these cost. So right now it's costing me 85. I think early on, when I first started, it was like 25. But with the size of my empire now, 85. So pretty nuts. But yeah, interesting. I don't know if I will do another campaign super soon because I have some other stuff that I want to play. But this was a good introduction to the game, I think. And it's a little hard to see what's going on sometimes. It's a little unclear about where to go for stuff. But overall, I think it's definitely interesting. And it definitely has me interested in the sequel that's going to be coming out. I don't know if they've even announced when. I don't know if it's this year or if it's just an early announcement. It's going to be like, yeah, it'll come down the road sometime, like another year or two down the road. It's certainly possible. But yeah, definitely a nice first campaign to go through. I think the Wild Walkers were a good choice. They have a lot of interesting buffs and things, which you can kind of look through different units and stuff. Yeah, so they're definitely kind of cool. I didn't want to play. There's a lot of just human factions. I think a lot of the minor factions that are around that are just holding different territories, I think some of them would be interesting to play as a race. But I think having them ramped up to the level of being an empire would make things a bit uneven potentially. There are a decent number, but it'd be nice to see a bit more variety. Basically playing the equivalent of elves in this one. But this has been Endless Legend. I've been Disturbing Puppet. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully I will see you all again another time. Until then, have a good one.